No, you don't. You look great. You look great. So they're telling everybody right now that we're going live. Can you see you?
Yeah, I look like a total imbecile.
You look fantastic.
Ooh, I won twice so far.
You won the bet or you cashed out?
Won the bet.
Oh, nice.
Two.
Very good. Let me do a quick share. anything y'all want to talk about? And Margaret. Hi, Shailene. It says we got kind of crappy connection. I hope that's not impacting things too much. If it is, I apologize, y'all. The Wi-Fi here is kind of hit or miss. Mrs. Boosted and Kate and Cynthia. Yep. So what's the? Oh yeah, you definitely hit the over. The what was it? 145, 155.
She's happy.
So your cash out now has probably jumped up quite a bit.
Yeah.
In preparation. Now that cash out won't change until that game starts. Linda, Deb, hey, hi. That might be Rebecca. I'm not sure. Yep, it is Rebecca. Remember little tiny Rebecca?
Yes, little tiny Rebecca.
Hi, Rebecca. I hope you're doing well. Christina Watkins, Barry Manning. Thank you for the likes. Appreciate that. Donna. Sharon.
Donna who?
It just says Donna. There's a lot of people with TikTok Live, they pop in and then they pop right back out. It's like it comes up on their feed.
Yeah.
They take a look, or their page, they take a quick look and then they bow out again. Paul joined. Welcome to all of you guys. Military wife. Again, we're hanging out with my wife, Maryanne, on a Sunday afternoon. Chilling. Becca says she likes that, Maryanne. You look cool. All you need is a pair of shades now.
I had them. She took them off. This is not my look, by the way. This is actually Sean's look. I'm just dressed up like Sean today.
She ain't wrong. Thank you, Becca. I appreciate you reposting. Yeah, she likes that hat.
So what? You look at it up there.
What? What do you want me to tell you?
Tell me what you're thinking.
About, you talking about cashing out?
Yeah, so
Well, I wouldn't do anything until that next game starts.
okay. 'Cause
So you got your first two legs.
Yeah.
We just need these. So you need that Duke game. Duke's they're favored to win, and those points will probably get hit. So I would at least wait until the game starts. What time is that? I don't know what. 5:05. So you got about 30 minutes.
Okay.
And then we'll start seeing what happens. Sorry guys, I'm helping my buddy Laura with her betting.
Okay.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Hey everybody. Again, Maryanne doesn't go live very much, so friends and family have this opportunity to interact with her and see her. And she's got an earbud in with a microphone so she can talk to you as well. Mother Rebecca. Somebody named Gone Country. Gone Country. Yeehaw. So Maryanne had a stroke in September. She got here in October. And she's doing absolutely phenomenal. She should be walking here very soon. So she's come an incredibly long way. When she got here in October, she couldn't move anything. And now she's doing pretty much everything. She's holding her own weight up. She's going where she wants to go, doing what she wants to do. So it's been a very long journey, and it's not over, but we keep on trucking, because that's what we do. Becca says, hell yeah, that's amazing progress. You can't see her, but she's fist pumping over here. Becca, you know Maryanne, she's just going to work incredibly hard at everything she does. So, you can check out the website through my Twitter page, which is linked in the profile. We do have an event coming up. She says she's fist bumping back. We have an event coming up at the Village Inn Pizza in Taylorsville, North Carolina. It's going to be at 5 o'clock p.m. on Thursday, the 16th of April. This is being hosted, it's traditionally hosted by the Statesville Pride Alliance. and normally it's a fundraiser to raise funds for the Pride Alliance. This one, coming up in a couple of weeks, is actually going to be to benefit Maryanne and the family. For those of you who don't know, I am no longer working outside of the home. I'm with Maryanne every day. We're still waiting for some final approvals on benefits for Maryanne. And until that happens, I'm just spending as much as I can with her. Yep, that's a perfect AI summary. Thank you. I work with her every day. She wrapped up therapy in February, and I participate in everything. So I paid very close attention to physical therapy, occupational therapy. Really don't need to do anything with speech therapy anymore. You got all that down. Can you talk?
I can talk.
Yeah, see? So we don't need to do speech therapy anymore. We got that down. But I work with her in her room. So if she needs to go to the restroom, I help her get there. If she wants to sit up, if she wants to get in a chair, go outside, walk around, we do that a little bit. We don't walk too far because it is painful. Thanks to all you new guys for joining. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Again, talking with my wife about her recovery from a hemorrhagic stroke. But I do as much as I can to keep her working every day. If you know anything about this type of situation, nobody wants to just lay in a bed. You got to get up. You got to do. We can't let our medical diagnosis interfere with the way we live our lives, right? So we play games, we color, we
watch movies.
Yep, we watch movies. Not right now. Right now we're watching March Madness. So we've got Tony, we've got Elaine, we've got Susan, Tucker, lots of people dropping in and dropping out. I think if you were to, the biggest thing for me, I talked to my uncle who had a stroke many years ago. And from the very beginning, he was telling me how important it is that you stay involved. Wow, 10 viewers at one time. I think that's the most we've ever had. Make that 11. I appreciate you guys sticking around and listening to the story. He mentioned to me that, and he was alone. He didn't really have any, there's a person named Caregiver. That's me. Hi, Caregiver. Welcome. Hi, Beck. Hi, Lucy. Hi, Pauline. Hi, Kimberly. Vicky, Blessed, Beverly. So he made it very clear to me that had he had someone, an advocate, someone to be there, someone to work with him in addition to therapy, that it would have made a huge difference. I mean, he was in the hospital for almost a year, and he was in his 60s when he had the stroke. And then now that we're 7 years after his stroke, he can walk and he can talk and all that, but he still has some problems. And he told me from the beginning, if you can find a way to be with Maryanne as much as possible, it will help her get better much quicker. And I think we've done that. We've accomplished that. So to go from not being able to move in October, having to use a lift to get out of the bed, to get in the bed, having to depend on the CNAs and the nursing staff to do pretty much everything for her, I wasn't going to let that happen. So I have been with Maryanne every day, with the exception of a couple. We had to move, so I had to take a couple of days and concentrate on that. Wow, 15. Hey guys, 16. Throw some lights, man. Let's get this thing going. And I encourage all you guys to share. Again, this is Maryanne's recovery journey after suffering a stroke in September of last year. She's doing incredibly well. Every day brings new challenges, but she steps up every day and meets those challenges. And two, for those that support the journey, again, you can find the official website linked on my Twitter if you go to our profile. We call you Warriors for Maryanne. So if you're a supporter, if you're thinking the good thoughts and doing the praying and doing the thinking and all that stuff that comes with it, you are definitely officially a warrior for Maryanne, and we really, really appreciate that. The website has some great information about AVMs, which is what Maryanne had. You dozing off on me there, Angel?
A little bit, yeah.
She does get sleepy now and then. In that case, it's just going to be me, but that's all right. She's not really asleep. If you have a question for her or anything like that, you can definitely post it, and she can respond to you. But yeah, the website's got some information on resources for AVM awareness, hemorrhagic stroke resources. This is a crazy one. My mom took care of a woman who had 2 strokes. Seeing Maryanne up and hanging out is so amazing. That's what Becca said.
Thank you.
No, especially for me, Becca. I mean, to see. Thank you for the lights. Thank you so much. To see how far she's come. I'm not going to say in such a short period of time, but to begin this process without any expectations, I think we're very happy with the progress we've made. We got more work to do, but at this point, the important thing is to keep her safe, get her better, and bring her home. Maryanne desperately wants to come home, and we all want her to come home. And we keep that goal in mind every day with everything that we do. A lot of people ask about the effects that Maryanne has as a result of the stroke. So Maryanne's stroke was on the right rear part of her brain. She had her AVM in there. AVM is an venous malformation, and it's essentially a twisting or a tangling of blood vessels and arteries in the brain. A lot of people have them. It's something that you don't know you have unless you've ever had the imaging done of your head to be able to find it. People get them on their spine. They get them on their kidneys. It's okay, Becca. I'm so glad that you jumped in. Thank you so much. We love you too. Rebecca's got to go. You want to say goodbye?
My sweetheart. No.
So, she was having coffee one day. She got up to go to the restroom, and it popped. She says bye. Heard the hello and then got busy. I love a Mama Mare hug. Brittany wants a Mama Mare hug. You give her a virtual Mama Mare hug? So, she went to the restroom, and then she called me and told me that she needed me to come to the bedroom. And when I got there, she said her head was hurting, and she said that her vision was off. So the first thing I did, I'm not going to lie, I Googled what was going on, and it said you're either having a stroke or you're having something else go on, call 911. So even though Maryanne said don't, I did anyway, and we got those guys there really quick. And they immediately determined that Maryanne was having a stroke. She had her left side was affected. Her pupils were reacting, but they were sluggish. They put her in a chair, got her out into the front of the house, got her onto a gurney, and then they immediately intubated her, as her stroke was causing her brain to no longer send signals to her heart and lungs to breathe. And so they took her to the hospital, and then we put her on a helicopter, and they flew her to Wake Forest Baptist in Winston-Salem. And that's where we met the neurosurgeon who ultimately saved Maryanne's life. Of course, there was no one person that did this. There was the EMS team that showed up, the firefighters that showed up, the air care team. They flew through a storm. That afternoon it started storming really bad, and they flew through the storm and got to her in less than 15 minutes and were able to get her to the hospital. So I talked to the neurosurgeon when we got there, and she made it very clear this was really, really bad, and we'd have to wait and see what happened. I'm not going to get into all the details, but things were up and down for quite a while, and after about a month, Maryanne was well enough to go ahead and have surgery. So she had some surgery. That's why her hair is really short. And she got some really cool titanium in her head, right?
Yep.
She's rocking a few titanium plates. So we know for sure that that whole area is now protected. And then in November, it's unfortunate, but the first week of November, Maryanne suffered a second stroke. This one was right frontal stroke. Much smaller, not nearly as severe, but this is the one that caused some issues with memory. As far as the effects that we're seeing immediately, Maryanne obviously is very weak on her left side. Because she essentially was in bed for a month asleep, she had to deal with atrophy. Also, thank you. Yeah, thank you. How can I put this? The first stroke was the one that filled her brain with fluid. The second stroke was a little more targeted, specifically memory. The results of the first stroke were everything. We had blood clots. We had issues with being intubated for too long. Hope Night Mom, what an interesting name. She, in addition to the blood clots and being intubated for 3 weeks, they had to take her off of intubation because you can't have that going on for that long a period of time. And in that situation, they gave her a tracheostomy. So Maryanne had a apparatus right here that she was able to breathe through, and then there was an oxygen mix that kind of blew just over the front of that, so that when she inhaled, she got enough oxygen. And she was monitored. There's a great machine, I don't remember the name of it, but they had her on a machine that could tell how many times she was breathing, how deep she was breathing, and if she needed to be supplemented, then it would supplement her. And it would provide her with oxygen, and it would also sound an alarm. You want to check her blood pressure? Yeah, no problem. We're going to take the camera off of there for a minute, because we don't film staff, okay? So she's going to get her blood pressure checked real quick, and then we'll go back to Maryanne. So, after the tracheostomy, obviously Maryanne's not eating through her mouth, right? So they did I can't remember the term for it, but it's where they put a feeding tube in her belly. And that's how she got her nutrition until the second week of October. So that when you talk about what happened as a result, that's pretty much it. She, even though she was able to eat, the trach has to come out, right? So they began the first week of October after she had her brain surgery. Hey, Chessie, thanks for joining. They began to do what they could to get her to improve enough to the point, hi Jesse, we missed you, to get her to improve enough to the point where they could take the trach out, which also not only allowed her to eat, but it allowed her to talk. So that was a little bit of a process, but that was also towards the end. They told me once the trach was out and she was able to breathe on her own without aspirating, she was able to eat on her own, and she's able to talk, that there would be no more reason for her to be at the hospital. There's Becky. Becky just joined, honey.
Hey, Becky.
And Jesse joined.
Hey, Jesse.
Hi, Becky. So at that point, they said, now you've got to get out of here. And that's when you began looking at rehabilitation options, right? So I toured a bunch of rehab places and ultimately found one that, what's her blood pressure?
Yeah.
You want to try a cuff?
Yeah, I'm gonna get
I got one if you want it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
So they use these wrist blood pressure monitors, and they're not always accurate. So he's going to go back, I think, and get a cuff. So we might have to hop up again. But there she is. Jessie says she loves hearing your voice.
Hope you're doing well, girl.
So yeah, then we came to rehab. And we've been working ever since. She was in rehab for a couple of months. They did a really good job. But then, like I said, I was here every day. I watched what they were doing. I asked questions. I did everything I could to learn, because I wanted to be an Peanut. God bless you, sweetheart. You too, Peanut. I wanted to make sure that I had the knowledge I needed to be able to do what needed to be done in the absence of staff, Beck says, I'm in a rehab right now dealing with no standing up. You know what, Beck? You got to keep working. And don't just do the rehab. And if you can handle it, don't just participate in rehab with the rehab people. I don't know if you've got family and friends that are supporting you, but when you're in that bed and you're in that room or you're in that chair, you keep going. You keep doing what you need to do. You keep moving. Whether you're using tension bands, whether you're doing crunches in the bed, just, you know, working on your abdomen. We found that the most difficult part of this whole journey has been the core, right? That part is the part that seems to take so long to get better. Is right through here, right? So, Beck, yeah, keep working. Like I said, there's a reason I'm here every day, and it's not to sit here and rub her arm. You know, I walk her to the bathroom. If she wants to stand up, we stand up. There's Brianna from Delaney's.
Come on, girl. Nice.
But yeah, Beck, I'm gonna give you a follow. I want to keep up with your journey. I don't know if you post, but there you go. And you know, if you ever need somebody to just chat with and be a supportive voice, I'm always here for you. I have learned a lot. I am now knowledgeable enough where most of the stuff that needs to be done with Maryanne, I can take care of it. I don't push the button when we need a CNA. I just take care of it myself. I try not to bother the people that are working with the people that are more dependent on them. If there's something I can do to help out, then that's why I'm here. I kind of like being with her too. She's fun. I like hanging out with this one. And I think she likes hanging out with me.
Yep, and I'm actually getting ready to go down the hall.
You are? Where we're headed?
Down to the activity area.
What we're going to do down there?
We're going to see what they're doing.
I don't think they're doing anything because it's Sunday afternoon.
Well, we need to go find out. So, you want to come with me? Come with me.
And this is the way it works. Maryanne wants to go for a walk. We go for a walk. You sure?
Yep.
You sure you want to go and get in the chair?
Yep.
Okay.
Or I can just walk and hold on to you.
Well, that's a little far to walk. That's about 100 yards.
Okay.
So walking that far might be a little bit of a challenge.
Okay.
We miss you guys at Delaney's, Brianna, if you're still there.
You might see us sooner than later.
We've actually been talking about loading Maryanne up and just coming down for like the afternoon and just hanging out with some friends, and then bringing her back. The only thing I worry about is if we get down there and we're hanging out and we're having a good time, we ultimately do have to turn around and come back, and I worry that you won't want to. Because you're going to be around all the people that you love, your tribe, and then we're going to say, okay, honey, we got to go back to rehab. And you might not want to go. So I do worry about that. Hi, Alice. Becky says, love you guys. Hope to visit once you are home. That would be fantastic. And I know you're dealing with your stuff too. And we're thinking about you, Becky. You're one of the strongest women I know aside from my wife. And I don't know how you do it, but you are to be commended. You really are. So you take care of yourself and take care of that family of yours. What am I getting here? No way it's 5 o'clock. Oh my gosh, it's 5 o'clock. You're welcome, Becky. It's the truth. And you know, you don't need to tell anybody, but I know how difficult it is. Not just the physical work that's involved, but the toll that it takes on you. So Maryanne laid in a bed for a month and a half and lost almost 50 pounds. Me, I've been doing what I've been doing, and I'm down 70 pounds. So I gotta tell you, it makes everything easier. Whether it's working with her, helping her walk, doing just about anything. The fact, look what the 20 viewers, 23, wow. This is a new record for me, guys. 25, I don't know if you're sharing or doing what, but 32, I really appreciate it. You guys are incredible. See, honey, I told you were popular. They like you. They really, really like you. So, It's 48. Wow, thank you so much. 55. Thank you so much. And if you know anything, Becky, you know that it's a lot of this has to do with attitude. 68. Thank you. And if I wake up in the morning and I don't feel like going out and doing anything, it doesn't even matter, because my motivation every day is to get up, get clean, get ready, and get to my angel. And it excites me. Almost like when I was working a full-time job. 85, oh my gosh, if we hit 100 viewers, that's going to be the first time it's ever happened. You guys are awesome. She says, absolutely, have to stay strong no matter what. You just have to. That's right. I look at it, we just broke 100 viewers for the first time ever in the history of our TikTok Live.
All right.
You are a rock star. 100 viewers in one shot. Guys, you're awesome. You're awesome. Thank you, Terry. But yeah, it's about attitude, and it's about, what is it, the old Yoda thing? There is no try, there is only do, or whatever. That's the way I view my life now. I don't see choices anymore. I say all the time to you, we're going to get better because we don't have a choice. Right? Sassy little mama joined. Blonde and bold. That's this one right here. Blonde and bold. Patricia, Christina. Hey everybody. Queen. Thank you for joining. Terry. You guys are awesome. And two, this type of interaction is beneficial. I mean, we don't get a lot of visitors. And Maryanne, for those that don't know her, Donna, thank you very much. For those that, so Donna, Maryanne had a hemorrhagic stroke in September of 2025. She had a ruptured AVM in her brain and back here. If you go to my profile, there's a link to my Twitter, which consequently has a link to the website that I built for her, and you can read all about it. Anybody that's interested in her story, anybody that's interested in seeing media, I have pictures and videos. I post daily updates. There's an update page. We also have a brand new page called Survivors, and right now it's featuring one of Maryanne's very good friends, Laura, who's actually in the live too. Hi, Laura. Laura's actually sitting right here, but she joined the live. Isn't that goofy? You goofy girl. But yeah, all the information is out there. You can read about it. And then two, there's information on events that are happening that support her and the family. There's, we have, believe it or not, we have merchandise. So we have t-shirts and hoodies and all kinds of stuff featuring Maryanne and her Warriors for Maryanne tag that we use. And in general, just a lot of helpful information. Tells you about what happened. So after a month in a coma, and then having surgery on her brain, and then recovering for another 2 to 3 weeks, having her tracheostomy reversed, having her feeding tube removed, she finally was released into a rehab facility where we have been since October 21st. And we're not quite ready to go, but as soon as Maryanne is stronger on her left side, we are walking right out of here. Right? Right. That's the goal. So, it's a journey. That's why we call it Maryanne's Journey to Recovery. I posted an update last night, and as I was doing it, I realized, thank you very much, Kay. Thank you very much. Kay says, bless you all. I realized last night that if you go all the way down, because you can go to the bottom of this update page and you can see the updates I posted in September. Oh, there was Curtis. Curtis just walked by. Curtis is a little dog owned by one of the people that work here. The updates that I posted in the early days, you can tell in the way that I'm writing that I'm nervous, I'm worried, I'm concerned, I'm anxious. Even in my old TikTok videos, because I was doing a TikTok update every night in addition to an internet update on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, the GoFundMe page, and Twitter. And the tone, the way it changes through the entire process, through the journey, up until now we're in the end of March. It really does illustrate the ups and the downs, the highs and the lows. Not only in the way I'm typing and how I feel. Donna, thank you very much. You can jump on anytime. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Donna. You can just see that the way I was affected transitioned over time and it wasn't always straight. There was a lot of up and down, right? A lot of undulation. But the what ifs are not nearly as prevalent as they were. So now that Duke UConn game is live, you have to check your cash outs. So that was humbling to me to watch, because before, when all this started, I would get home about 9-10 o'clock at night, pull out the PC, type my updates. We have a private group also that we use so that I don't have to text message a bunch of people on Facebook, because we're that generation. But I would spend a good 2-3 hours just passing on as much information as I could to inform everybody and keep everybody in the loop. And you could tell I wasn't focusing on me. I was focusing on being with Maryanne, and then secondarily, I was focusing on communicating to everybody. And I think that's when the weight loss started. I wasn't eating well. I wasn't sleeping well. I was getting off maybe 2-3 hours of sleep a night. And it was probably about a month into that when I realized this is not going to work. If I'm going to be here for her, then I have to change something for myself. I need to change the way I eat. I need to change my sleep. And I recognized very quickly, I naturally have hypertension, but I've never really taken care of it. And I found out very quickly that I have to take care of myself. So for the first time in almost 15 years, I actually went to a physician. Got a full checkup, got checked out, made sure I was in decent shape. He referred me to a cardiologist after giving me some blood pressure medication. I'm on losartan. He also put me on Zoloft to help kind of calm me down. So Maryanne and I both are on Zoloft now. So that's our buddy drug. But I still find it difficult to put myself first, because when I wake up, I think about her. Before I go to bed, I think about her. When I wake up in the middle of the night, I think about, what am I forgetting to take tomorrow? What do I need to do tomorrow? And it's a lot. So the Zoloft really helped me to kind of organize my thoughts. I'm not going to say it calmed me down or anything, but it definitely helped me to organize my thoughts, which is nice. So, what you looking at over there? You feel it breathe?
I'm looking at baby Jesus.
Baby Jesus. We got tiny Jesuses over here on the windowsill. You guys know those little tiny Jesuses that you can find everywhere? So yeah, we got a few of those. Kay says you have to take care of yourself first so you can take care of her. Right. And that's what I didn't tell myself in the beginning. I had a lot of people telling me that, but frankly, my response was, shut up, leave me alone, I gotta get to my wife. I have to do this, I have to do that. But I could feel it. You can tell. You can tell when I'm, I used to go 2-3 days without eating sometimes and wouldn't even think about it. It didn't bother me, nothing. Now that I'm actually taking care of myself, I feel like I have energy. I feel like I'm not tired. And it definitely makes all of this easier. It's not just taking care of myself to make sure I'm here, but to make sure I can do the job I need to do. I'll be Maryanne's primary caregiver for as long as she needs me to be that. And I do have to be equipped for it. So, you're absolutely right, Kay. But I would still put the oxygen mask on her in the plane if we were going down before I put it on myself. That would never change. Can't believe you got over 100 views. That was crazy. Just all in one time. Everybody in the room all together. That's insane.
You want anything from the kitchen?
What are we getting from the kitchen?
I'm asking you, what would you like from the kitchen?
I would like a pizza or a big bowl of pasta.
Is it 59 right now?
Oh, the cash out's 59?
Yeah. But it says if I cash out, I'll lose the boost.
Yeah, well, you always lose a boost if you cash out. But do you think Duke's gonna win?
Yeah.
I'd stick it out, man.
Okay. Very good.
I would stick it out. Now, if UConn goes up by like 5-10 points, then you might want to start thinking about it.
Yeah.
You're not, because over/under ain't gonna matter if UConn wins, right?
Yeah, and it's for 161. If I got 100, I'm done. Like,
Well, you can do that too. You can set your limits. A lot of people do that. They'll
Yeah.
say, if it gets to this point, I'm cashing out.
yeah,
You know?
so far so good.
I have a friend over here that she signed up for DraftKings yesterday. So we're watching basketball, and she's doing a little sports betting. See if we can't make a few dollars, right? A little fun money. Hi, Jess. Hi, Gerald. Janice. Maddie should join since she couldn't come visit today. Our daughter is hanging out with some friends and her boyfriend at a softball game. My son is back at the hotel. My son and myself and our golden retriever Sydney are at a hotel right now because that's the easiest way to do things. Let's see. This AI summoning's a trip. Hi, Barbara. So I'd love if any of you guys, you know, if you've got a similar story, we're going. What's the matter?
My legs hurt.
Oh, it's because you had them bent for so long.
Probably.
We will be doing some joint hosted lives. We'll do rooms as well. So if any of you have experienced something similar, if you're dealing with this type of thing in any way, shape, or form, maybe with a family member or a friend, I will say that there is camaraderie for those people that have had like experiences. We found that out here. For the first 4 months we were here, we didn't really interact with anybody at all, and now we've got our great friend Laura, who we get to, you know, interact with every day instead of just sitting here and doing therapy and staring at the TV, right?
Yeah.
We love Miss Laura, and Laura hooks us up, man. She got us some McDonald's yesterday.
We got a new candle
We do.
the other day.
We got some Snickers bars today.
Yeah.
I will tell you, Maryanne didn't have any issues talking after the stroke. There was nothing that affected her speech, nothing that affected her. Stormy, what's happening? Nothing that affected her ability to walk other than the atrophy, right? But one thing I've noticed that has been affected is your palate. Would you agree? Her taste for food has changed. Well, there's another Maryanne. Hi, Maryanne.
Hey, Maryanne, how's it going?
You can't see you because your hat's falling down on you. Here. There you go. Another Maryanne in the room.
Spelled the same way.
No, she doesn't have an E on the end.
Oh, okay.
I said, how you doing? She says, good.
Okay.
Okay. So
That's
yeah.
good.
So yeah, when we start doing rooms and stuff like that, I'd like to have people in the room that have had similar experiences, either themselves or with family members, and share those stories. And two, one of the big things we're trying to accomplish with the official website and all that is awareness. Again, the thing that Maryanne had, this AVM, this arteriovenous malformation, it's Stormy. So my wife had a stroke in 2025, September. She had a hemorrhagic stroke. That's what we're talking about. She had an AVM, twisted arteries and vessels in her head that she had from the day she was born. And on September 4th of last year, it popped. And when it did, it flooded her skull. It flooded her skull with blood and fluid, and rendered her almost immediately unconscious. So it was a big one. It was heavy duty, and they had to basically put her in a medically induced coma for a month so that they could work on stabilizing the brain. She had a lot of blood clots. She had blood clots in her ventricles at the base of her brain. And thank you, Maryanne. If you know anything about your ventricles at the base of your brain, that's where the fluid in your brain circulates through your body. So your spinal fluid comes up, and then it goes back down through the ventricles, and it comes back. Well, Maryanne's ventricles were blocked, so she couldn't drain any fluid naturally on her own. And so they put in what's called an EVD drain. And that took about another 3 to 4 weeks before we were able to drain all the fluid and help the blood clots to be absorbed by the body. She's doing great now. She, as you can see, she's talking, she's alert. All right, Becky, tell Dad we said hi, okay? She's going to see her dad. She says, hope to see you again soon. I mean, when we first got to rehab, for example, if we tried to move her arm, it was just incredibly painful. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you. She can walk, Maryanne. She can actually support all of her own weight. What we're working on is balance. So she still favors her right leg. So she'll put all of her body weight on her right leg. And then she tends to kind of want to lean to the right. So all I do is I put my arm around her and I just keep her balanced, and she'll walk and walk and walk. Couldn't do that a month and a half ago. That's relatively new. Right, baby?
Yes.
So relatively new.
Candy's still not.
Your left hand, we're working on the left hand. Don't be sorry, Stormy, it's fine. Stormy says she has stage 4 cancer and caught the part about food not tasting right.
Oh.
Well, and I was going to talk about that, and I got sidetracked. Her appetite is her palate is one of the things that have really changed. Maryanne wants chocolate 24 hours a day. Early on, we realized when we were in the hospital and she was able, after they took her trach out and she was able to eat, she passed all her swallowing tests. She wanted stuff with flavor. It wasn't that she wanted chocolate. It was that the only damn thing on the hospital tray that had any flavor was chocolate. So you started craving it, whether it be in the form of a cookie or a moon pie or a Nutty Buddy or a Snickers bar, which are her favorite. Luckily, the gas station up the road has Snickers for $1 each, the full-size one. But yeah, I've heard with cancer, my mom had cancer, my mom had breast cancer, my grandmother had lymph node issues, my grandfather had some form of cancer, I think prostate back in the day. And I know that the food not tasting the same is very unique and strange. Wouldn't you agree? You got an itch?
Yes.
So, and I'd love to let her live off of chocolate, but we do have to have some normal food from time to time as well. You know what I mean? So, but thank you, Brenda. And the walking's going to get better. We're going to get to the point where we can use a walker. They ask you, what are your goals when you start?
For a minute while she's talking to.
She's taking care of her.
I know.
So, we are actually going to depart here in a moment, unfortunately, because we've got dinner coming, we've got pills coming. It's bedtime. Hey, Mac. But the food tasting thing is interesting. So we do supplement. If they bring her something that she really doesn't like, I will grab her something she does want, because she does continue to lose weight, and ultimately we want to make sure she has a healthy weight, right? And that she's getting the right nutrition. So the only thing that's really happened as of recently, thank you, Stormy. Stormy says she's lucky she has you as support, keeping you both in the prayers. Well, there's a few of us supporting her, but it's my job, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I dedicated my life to this woman, and she did the same to me.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it's simple. It's not even a question. If I was in the situation, she'd be doing the same thing.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for talking with Sean and me, of course. But we're gonna step out now. So,
all right.
everybody, take care, and hope to see you soon.
Bye, Stormy. Thank you, everybody that joined. I appreciate all the likes. 1.4 thousand likes. You guys are awesome. Please give us a follow. If you want to put on notifications, go ahead and do that. We'll try to go live more often because it really is a good time, and she loves talking to people. We'll check you out next time. All right? Everybody take care. Be good. And hey, if you have the opportunity to step up and be a positive light in somebody's life, do it. You'll thank me later. Bye-bye.